Hey, Taurus, welcome to your June reading. So I hear that with Saturn entering Aries, your 12th house, it's time to clear the decks. Anything that needs to be decluttered and space that needs to be created, volunteer to do it rather than having Saturn kind of sweep through and give things the boot. If you take responsibility, Saturn is not as inclined to push responsibility on you. It sounds a little ironic, but it works. Before Saturn enters the first house, the house of identity, we have to clear away stuff that doesn't feel like us anymore. And a lot of times when Saturn is cruising through our 12th house, things may be cleared off of our plate that we did not fucking ask it to. So it might feel a little bit rude, like, hey, I was still eating that. Hey, I was still interested in that job. Hey, I was still enjoying that relationship. Hey, I was enjoying living in this place or maintaining my account at this number or whatever. And yet, Saturn in Aries is pushing us to become more self-determined, more pioneering in whatever arena of our lives the Aries rules in our chart. So if you're not a Taurus rising and it's not your 12th house, look for the house the Aries rules. That is where you're being asked to kind of push for a new beginning, to take concrete, tangible action that changes your life and moves it in a direction that you feel more excited about, where you feel like you are taking the lead and you are pioneering and blazing a trail in a way that makes you feel authentic and inspired. That's Aries energy. So Spirit is also talking, okay, it's like clear the decks, clear the way, and also clear your mind. The 12th house is a very intuitive house. It's the house of the unconscious. It's the house of dreams. It's the house of, the in-between. Before things enter again the first house and become real, they pass through the 12th house. Every amazing, dreamy reality was once a fantasy, right? So this is that era. What fantasies work for you and support you, and do you want to invest in making real, and which ones probably need to be scooched and booted and swept out of the way because they aren't actually real. They aren't actually resulting in anything good for you. Okay, let's keep these questions in mind. Clearing the decks, making way. Got to make room for blessings, right? Got to let go of what is gone and then look forward when we're ready. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. All right, let's get into your cards for the month. We will look at your persona, the way that you are showing up, and the characteristics that Spirit wants to draw your attention to for your highest good. And then we're going to get the layout of the month, Spirit. Want to know anything? Woo! These cards are jumping. Anything relevant from the recent past? Hello, light, come back, thank you. Anything relevant from the recent past as it pertains to Taurus's present and unfolding future, Spirit? We want to know the information, always and only, that serves Taurus's highest good. Their fulfillment, peace, joy, ease, abundance, love. What do you want to share with Taurus in the month of June, Spirit, for their highest good? Please show us the layout, the path, again, from that recent past, as it unfolds into the present and the near future, Spirit. What does the near future like from where we stand now for Taurus? Spirit, we want to know, what is the energy around Taurus in the month of June? What is in the climate? Whether it's positive or negative, we want to know, Spirit, so that we can best navigate what is there. And on that note, Spirit, what is your guidance for Taurus in the month of June? What do you want them to know or do or bring awareness to for their highest good? Okay? Spirit, want to know a potential outcome, knowing the trajectory, what that outcome could lead to, so that Taurus can either steer toward that good outcome or away from that potentially negative outcome. What do they need to know, Spirit, for their highest good? And finally, Spirit, what is the key? Want to know what unlocks the month of June for Taurus, that unlocks the possibilities that lead to that joy, fulfillment, ease, abundance, love. For Taurus people in the month of June, Spirit, what is the key? Okay. See what we got here. Ha! Clear the decks. Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands. Yeah, it looks like probably some decks need to be cleared. Ace of Swords, and you will. And you will, and then what, Spirit? Ace of fucking Pentacles. Taurus. And then I turn over the freaking Taurus card. Spirit is funny. Spirit is great. Clear the decks. Okay. Gemini season. A lot of swords here, Taurus. Light, hello? Where'd you go? Okay. Taurus, Knight of Swords. You might have to shake the table. Knights are in transition. They are not where they started, and they're not where they're going to end up. They are on their way. They're taking action. They're moving. And the Knight of Swords, swords are the mental realm. It's communications. It's thoughts. So the Knight of Swords is shaking up the weather, is making some changes that could seem to other people quite abrupt, a little bit surprising. I think that it is, I see you moving very clearly. So I think that the things that you are saying and doing, the things that you are cutting off or cutting on, Spirit is saying that, that's funny. The things that you're cutting off or cutting on feel very clear-headed, actually. So let's talk about it. Seven of Wands is sitting in the past, a battle, a conflict, standing up for yourself, feeling like you are probably fighting against many different opponents or kind of fielding many different needs and concerns and things. So it's basically like you're dealing with a lot. And even though the Seven of Wands is definitely a card of conflict, and so it's like, oh my God, I'm tired. Seven of Wands is also the card of like, you do have the higher ground and you do seem to be holding your own. However, you don't necessarily want to fight forever. And that's what I kind of feel. So past unfolds into the present. Ace of Swords, a clear conversation, a clear statement, a clear line drawn is something that Spirit is really showing me. Like a line in the sand is actually literally what they're showing me. So for some of you, it's like, okay, drawing this line and saying, I'm standing on this side. And if you're on that side, then we are not going to be able to go forward together. So are you on this side or are you on that side? That kind of thing. That's just what I'm hearing. So what is the truth that you want to state, or what is the new way of being in the world that you want to initiate? Again, Ace of Swords begins things. It's like it starts with a thought, right? Everything begins with like, oh, I have an idea or a desire or a fantasy. And then sitting in the future, Ace of Pentacles, I take the first steps to bring my this thought, this Ace of Swords inspiring new way of being into action. Oops, hello. Let's see. Are we still good? We still good? Sorry, technical difficulties, Taurus. It looks like we're still good. Okay, we're gonna keep going. So, taking those first actions and saying, okay, if this is the truth, if this is what something Spirit is saying, if this is over, this could be another version of the Ace of Swords. Somebody could also be bringing some abrupt news or a cutoff to you, where it's like, this is not available anymore, or this isn't going to be available after this time. And so it forces you to, Knight of Swords, take new action, move quickly, maybe again in a way that shocks people a little bit. Because Taurus, we all know that when Taurus starts moving fast, if a bull starts moving fast, it's a fucking problem. Bulls don't move fast when everything is chill. Bulls only move fast when there's some serious shit happening and it needs to get taken care of right now. So, beware other people around you. Let them not fuck with you for their own sake. Ace of Pentacles, also, new money, new job. Spirit is saying investment. So are you investing money or effort into a new initiative or a new skill set, or is someone perhaps investing in you? Here's some seed money. Aces of Pentacles are seeds. They are golden opportunities, not to be confused with silver platter. It's not, here's this full complete thing, there you go. It's, here's the opportunity to cultivate this. If you want to grab this, if you want to do the work that is required to grow this pentacle into, you know, a 10 of pentacles, into an orchard of gold coins, if you are willing to put in the work, then you can make that happen, because the seed holds all the potential. So I see you literally changing your life. I see you changing your life. The Hierophant is sitting in the position representing the guidance for you. The Hierophant is literally the Taurus card. What are the rules and traditions that you follow? Saturn has entered Aries. Saturn is the planet of tradition, and Aries is the planet of blazing trails and pioneering. Ace, big ace energy. Aries is literally ace energy, the first, right? What are your new rules? What have you learned? You know, Spirit started the reading talking about what do we want to clear the decks on, because we have to clear the ground if we're going to plant the seed, right? You could think of the Ace of Swords as the kind of like that massive tractor that digs up and shows all this fresh new soil, and then you come in with the Ace of Pentacles and you plant them. What are the rules? And who and what brings you a sense of safety and a sense of, Spirit is like saying sanity. For some people, systems bring them a sense of clarity, sanity, and this could go many different ways. Spirit wanted to use the word systems, but let me break it down. You know, that could be like a religious system. It could be a philosophical system. It could be a physical fitness system. It could be corporate operations, like this is we have to do this before you can do that kind of thing. I feel like you are in the process of clearing the decks. We're just going to jump over to the Tower real quick. There's clearing the decks and there's clearing the fucking decks. The Tower sits in a potential outcome. Again, if you do not take responsibility, Saturn will push responsibility upon you. So this is definitely not true for all Taurus people, because again, the majority feeling I get from here is that you are gaining clarity and you are moving with that clarity. Now that said, Taurus people, we are a fixed sign. We can be stubborn. We can get fixated. We can decide, no, I'm digging in, right? Like a bull. I'm digging my heels in, and this is what's going to happen, and nobody is going to be able to move me from this. And you're right. Nobody will be able to move you from it except a tower. If it's not you choosing to move, then it's a tower. Do you know what I'm saying? So a tower can look like a layoff. A tower can look like, this relationship isn't working for me anymore. I'm feeling like totally mind blown, like what is happening? It is a structure that you thought kind of, you know, maybe took for granted or imagined, this job will be in place forever. I'm good. I can make all kinds of moves based on the foundation of this job or this relationship or this spiritual perspective, and suddenly it crumbles away underneath. I'll tell you what that means. Yes, it can feel very disastrous. Let's not lie. Let's look at the image of the tower. It's enough to, you don't have to be a tarot reader to go, oh, that's not good, right? Now, the flip side is nothing that is meant to be, nothing that is built to last, can be shaken to rubble. A tower cannot destroy something true and authentic, right? But a tower can destroy something that is built on false beliefs or false promises or false premises. Those are all the things that Spirit is saying. They're very funny and punny, but that's what they're saying. And if you can feel that something in your life is built on shaky ground, the Hierophant, shaky rules, you know, maybe I'm abiding by rules that I don't believe in anymore, or I feel inclined to build this new thing, but I also really, maybe I want the security of the tower, of this institutional protection or this relationship that I've had for a long time. And yes, it's, you know, dry and cracking and falling apart in places, but it's mine. If the building looks like it's about to be condemned, you should move out. Can we put it like that? Clear the decks. Clear the decks. I again feel that most of you are already doing that or have already done that. sitting in the energy around you, Six of Swords. All of the Swords cards in your reading are the only Swords cards that speak of clarity. If you know anything about the Swords, the whole suit, almost all of the cards are kind of quote-unquote negative. They have some kind of like heaviness or stress or confusion to them, right? All of your Swords cards are about clarity and peace. Six of Swords is learning what you needed to learn from a difficult situation or a conflict. Seven of Wands in your past. Taking only what you need to learn or know forward with you. Six of Swords. So imagining that those six swords that are in this boat, they probably had once cut this person or caused them some kind of distress, right? Even if they were harsh words, it's like at one point that cut deeply. But I'm going to take what I learned from that conflict. I'm going to remove the sword from myself. I don't need to keep the wound in order to keep the lesson, right? But I am going to keep the lesson right here in front of me, and I'm going to use it to pilot my life. I'll never make this mistake again, or I will never have my eyes closed to this potential or possibility ever again. My eyes have been opened, and even if it was painful, I'm going to use this to get where I want to go. And that's what I see, is you using what you've learned from this difficult time and piloting toward a brighter, clearer, better day. In the key position, Four of Swords. So the key for you this month, a key that could really unlock things, and in particular looking at the potential outcome, prevent a tower either from falling or get you to escape from the tower before it falls all the way down and then you have to collect yourself among the rubble, right? Four of Swords says, take time for peace, for prayer, for integration, meditation, to reflect on your thoughts, to get your head clear and get your thoughts in order. Fours, right? Like a square. Like, this is what's true. This is what the boundaries are. This is the framework that I'm working inside of. And that really resonates with the Hierophant as the card of frameworks and gatekeepers and hierarchies and moving up through the ranks. If you will get really clear, Ace of Swords, Four of Swords, Six of Swords, and then take action, Knight of Swords, you can grow something new and potentially plentiful in your life. But first you gotta clear the decks and think about whose rules you are following and which towers that potentially you need to either leave or detonate. What does taking responsibility look like? What does telling yourself the truth and then acting upon that truth look like in the month of June? If you want to talk about it, let me know. That's what the comments are for. I always love hearing your thoughts, opinions, reflections, Taurus, so thank you for those of you who shared them with me. It really means a lot and it really helps the channel. And on that note, like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, that counts, that matters to me. Subscribe if you vibe, and if you ever want a personal reading, the way to do that is also just south of this video. I appreciate you, Taurus. I really hope this helps you have a better month. And if I don't catch you at the Sunday Live, then I hope I'll catch you in July. Till then, bye, Taurus.